Dear students, welcome to our YouTube channel Vidya for Success. In this video, let us study different divisions of kingdom Plantae and characteristic features of one of the division, that is algae. As we know, the kingdom Plantae includes varieties of plants. So all these plants, based on certain characteristic features, again divided into number of subdivisions. So we have already studied that kingdom is the first taxa of taxonomic hierarchy. It is in the highest position. So next to that we have divisions. So division terminology we use when we are classifying the plants. But when we are classifying animals, instead of the division, we use the one more terminology. What is that? Yes, that is phylum. Yes, let us see what are the divisions of kingdom Plantae. So kingdom Plantae divided into 5 different divisions based on certain characteristic features among the different plants. So the first division is algae. Next to that, bryophytes. It is followed by pteridophytes, and the fourth one is gymnosperms, and the last one is angiosperms. So these are the 5 different divisions of kingdom Plantae. So we have to write according to this order only, because when the plants are classified, they are grouped according to the evolution history. Clear? So the first division always is algae, next to that bryophytes, then pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. Yes, now let us study about the characteristic features of the plant belonging to the first division. Yes, let us study the first division of kingdom Plantae, that is algae. So algae is called as Thallophyta. So thallo is nothing but undifferentiated. Phyta means plants. So undifferentiated plants are named as Thallophyta. So what is undifferentiated here? Uh, Let us take the example of flowering plant. So if you see any of the flowering plant, you can easily identify stem, leaf, flower and roots. But when we say undifferentiated plants, we can't able to differentiate any of these parts. Clear? So thallophytes are the plants where you can't able to differentiate stem, leaf, root or flowers. So everything is not distinct here. So when it is not possible to differentiate the plant part, such a kind of plants are called as thallophyta. So algae is the division where we can see undifferentiated plants. We can't be able to differentiate them into different parts. Clear? So because of this, they are considered as a primitive plants. Primitive is nothing but oldest plants, are first formed plants in the kingdom Plantae. So where do we find these kinds of plants? So algae are chlorophyll bearing. That means they are chlorophyll bearing plants. They are green in color. We know all plants consist of chlorophyll pigment. So because of this, the plants appear green and they can be able to prepare their own food material. So algae are chlorophyll bearing and a very simple plant. As I said, they are very simple, not complex plants like angiosperm, that means flowering plants, and they are thalloid. What do you mean by thalloid here? Thalloid is nothing but undifferentiated plant. Clear? So they are thalloids and autotrophic organisms. So they are able to synthesize their own food material because of the chlorophyll pigment. They are not depends on any other organism for food. So by utilizing the sunlight and chlorophyll pigment, they synthesize their own food material. Understood? So algae are chlorophyll bearing simple plants and they are thalloids and they prepare their own food material, so that they are called as autotrophic organisms. So where do we find this algae? So you might have seen these kinds of patches, green patches on the surface of water body. Usually they will grow in the ponds and pools when it is untouched for a long period of time. So these patches are nothing but algae. So algae will form a mat-like structure on the surface of fresh water body. So these are the some species of algae where we can find in the aquatic habitat. So if you see the habitat, they are present in different kinds of habitat. So largely they are aquatic. That means majority of the species of algae are find, that means they are present in water, aquatic habitat. They can be seen in fresh water as well as in marine water. And some they grow on moist soil. So in the soil also we can find the growth of algae only when it is moist, and they also grow on stone and wood. So when there is a moisture content is more in that region, we can find the growth of algae on the surface of stone and wood. You can see here. So this is actually the moist wood. On the surface of wood we can notice the green patches. So these are nothing but alga. And some of the algae, they grow in association with fungi. So what is that association we are called as? Yes, that is nothing but lichens. So lichens are the organism. These organisms are made out of the mutual association between fungi and algae. So here we can see algae is helping fungi and in turn fungi is helping algae. So this kind of association is what we are calling as symbiotic association. So this is for the lichen growth on the wood. So this lichen is actually formed by what? Two different organisms. One is algae and another one is fungi. So that some of the species of algae are mutually associated with fungi also. And some of the algae can be also found on the surface of animals. The best example is sloth bear. So sloth bear is the animal. It is slowest moving animal. So on the surface of sloth bear we can find green patches. So those green patches are nothing but growth of algae. So these algae will get actually shelter on the surface of animal, and instead of that the animal is getting one of the advantage. What is that advantage? So you can notice because of the growth of algae the surface of animal is looking green. So this will help the animal to camouflage in its environment. That means it can hide in its environment from the predator. So this is what the advantage the sloth bear is getting by the growth of algae on its surface. Understood? So these are the different habitats where we can find algae, different species of algae. So largely they are aquatic and some they grow in on moist soil and moist stone as well as on wood, and some of them also occur in association with fungi, and some they grow on the surface of animals. How do these algae appears to be? Because as I said, it is not possible to differentiate the plant into stem, root and leaf. Then how do these algae appears to be? They appear variable in size and forms. Some are colonial form. So colonial form is nothing but many members belonging to the same this thing species. They live together, and such a association we are calling as colonies. So the best example is oilworks, and some of the algae they just grow in the form of thread like structure. So such a form is called as filamentous form. So the best example of filamentous algae is Eulothrix and Spirogyra. So here we have the diagram of Eulothrix. You can notice many members are there in the colony, and the green dark patches what we can see, those are the parental colonies, and the small these things members what we can notice here, they are the daughter colonies. So that many members they are associated with one another and they form their own colony here. So this is called as a colonial form. And this is the Spirogyra, example of filamentous form. So there are many Spirogyra are there here. So each of the Spirogyra is actually thread-like structure. You can notice in the diagram thread-like structure. So when the algae is, appears to be thread-like structure, that form is called as filamentous form. And few members of algae, they form massive plant body. The best example is kelps. So kelps are the kind of algae, they usually grow in marine water. So in the marine water, they nearly grow 100 meters long. So because of their massive plant body, they occupy majority of area in the marine water. So this is the best example of algae forming massive plant body in marine water. So you have to remember the name of this algae, kelps. Kelps are forming massive plant body in marine water. So this is the diagram of kelps. You can see here such a huge this thing plant in the aquatic habitat. Then algae reproduce by different methods. So they reproduce by vegetative method, asexual and sexual method. So the three different mode of reproduction, kind of reproduction we can see in algae. If you come to the vegetative reproduction, only vegetative part of algae involved in the reproduction. That means if you take one of the Spirogyra here, thread-like Spirogyra, so this single thread will be divided into number of pieces. And each piece we are calling as a fragment, and each fragment will develop into an individual new Spirogyra. That is what called as vegetative reproduction. Understood? So in the vegetative reproduction, the vegetative part of the algae involved in multiplication. That means it helps in reproduction. So the best way of vegetative reproduction is fragmentation. And how do they reproduce? By asexual method. So asexual reproduction is actually takes place by the formation of motile spores known as zoospores. So zoospores are the small spores. They consist of flagella. That means the flagella will be present. Here you can see this. These are the zoospores. So zoospores are the asexual spores. They are produced within the parental body. So actually the aquatic algae, they produces zoospores during their asexual reproduction. So all these zoospores, you can notice they consist of flagella motile structure. They can swim easily in water, and when they get a suitable environment, they develop into a new algae. So this is example of asexual spores, zoospores. Then they also able to reproduce by sexual method. So sexual method of reproduction is takes place by the formation of two gametes. That means one of the gamete will be named as a male gamete, and another gamete will be named as female gamete. We are not actually naming them as male and female. Instead of that, we are indicating the gametes by sign. That means a plus and minus sign. That means based on the chemical this thing content present in the gamete, we will be representing them in different sign. So in the sexual reproduction, how they will reproduce is they produces two different kinds of gamete, and those two gametes fuses together and helps in reproduction. So let us see the types of sexual reproduction. So sexual reproduction is of different types based on the kind of gametes involved in fusion. So actually based on what kind of gametes are involved in the fusion, sexual reproduction is divided into different types. So one of the type of sexual reproduction is isogamous type. So in the isogamous, iso means similar, gamous is nothing but gametes. So when the fusion takes place between two gametes, they are similar in their size. Such a type of fusion is known as isogamous. Such a reproduction is called as, sexual reproduction is called as isogamous. Clear? So two gametes will be producers in the organism here. So both the gametes, they are similar in their appearance. In the size they are similar, and in the structure they are similar. So if such a gametes are involved in the fusion, that kind of sexual reproduction is named as isogamous. Best example we can see in Ulothrix. So Ulothrix is a kind of algae where it will produce us two gametes. So both the gametes are similar sized and flagellated. Both the gametes consist of locomotory structure. And one more example is Spirogyra. So Spirogyra is also algae. It produces gametes. They are similar in their size, but they are non-flagellated. Locomotor structure is not present. Flagella is not present here. Understood now? So isogamous is nothing but the fusion takes place between gametes. They are similar in size and appearance. So here you can see two gametes are there. One gamete is indicated by plus sign and another gamete is indicated by minus sign. You can see the chemical nature here. The plus gamete is having the red color, this thing that indicates the chemical content is different compared to the second one. Understood? So when the fusion takes place between two gametes, they are similar in their size and similar in their structure and appearance. Such a kind of gametes are called as isogametes, and the fusion is named as isogamous. Then the second type is anisogamous. An is nothing but dissimilar. That means the shape and size of the gametes are not similar here. Understood? So anisogamous type of reproduction is nothing but the fusion takes place between two gametes. They are dissimilar in size. So the best example is Eudorina. So in the Eudorina algae, we can see the formation of two dissimilar sized gametes. You can see in the diagram. So the female gamete is actually bigger in size and the male gamete is smaller in size, but both are motile. Clear? So this you should concentrate here. Both are motile, but the size wise they are not similar. So this kind of sexual reproduction is known as anisogamous. What is the name of gametes here? Anisogametes. Understood? It is also called as the kind of reproduction is also called as anisogamy. And let us move to the third one, that is oogamous type of reproduction. So in the oogamous type of reproduction, the fusion takes place between one large and non-motile female gamete and small motile male gamete. Understood? So when the fusion takes place between these two kind of gametes, that kind of sexual reproduction is called as oogamous type of reproduction. Best example can be seen in Volvox and Fucus. So Volvox and Fucus, they are the algae. During their sexual reproduction, they produces one bigger female gamete that is non-motile in nature and smaller male gamete that is motile in nature. You can see here, this is what the two gametes involved in the oogamous type of reproduction. The female gamete is bigger in size and non-motile, and small male gamete we can see here that is motile in nature. Clear? So we have studied three different types of sexual reproduction. Uh, those three divisions are done based on the kinds of gametes involved in fusion. So what is the first type of sexual reproduction here? Yes, first type is isogamous. The second type is anisogamous. The third one is oogamous. So you have to remember all the three types of sexual reproduction. It is very simple to remember, right? Only thing you have to recall is the examples. Understood? So this is important concept in the point of examination also. Understood? So please practice and make yourself thorough with all these characteristic features. So now we have studied some of the general characteristic features regarding the algae. So what and all we have studied? So from habitat to till the reproduction, we have completed most of the general characteristic features. So you go through this video and you learn all the concepts about the general characteristic features of algae. Thank you.